Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on 8051 microcontroller. In the previous lecture, we had discussed on what is 8051 stack, how these 8051 stack are very much useful whenever there is a call of subroutine programs. Okay, so in today's lecture, we shall look into the IO port interfacing, and then we shall look into how this port 0 and then port 1 are made up of, and then how these can be used in terms of different types of operations. Okay, so before moving on to this, let us look into the 8051 pin diagram. Our 8051 is what? Our 8051 is a 40 pin. Out of that 40 pin, 32 bits, 32 pins we can use for what? We can use for our input output operation. Now if you look at this, these 32 pins have been divided in terms of what? These 32 pins have been divided in terms of different ports, that is 4 ports. Each port will have 8 different IO pins. Okay. Now if you look at this particular configuration over here, our port 0 can be used as address line and then data line. Our port 1 can be used as what? Our port 1 can be used as input port as well as output port. Our port 3 also can be used as input port and an output port. Okay, so this is how the pins have been divided in terms of different ports over here. So now let us look in terms of port 0 and then port 1. Now port 0 occupies a total of 8 pins. As we had said, those 32 pins have been divided in terms of 4 different ports. Each port will be having what? Each port will be having 8 pins. To use the pins of port 0 as both input and output port, each pin must be connected externally to 10k ohm pull-up resistor. Okay, so that means what? That means whenever I want to use the pins of, especially in terms of port 0 in terms of input port and then output port, I should connect these particular pins to what? These pins should be connected to 10k ohm pull-up resistor. That we'll see why actually we are going for these pull-up resistors, that we'll see in the future slides. Okay, so as of now let us look in terms of what? Let us look in terms of port 0 and then it has to be connected to pull-up resistor. Now if I want the port should be made as input ports, then I should pass to all the pins logic 1. So if I give logic 1 to all the pins, then the port will be working like as an input port. Now if you want the same port to be acted as output port, then I need to pass all the bits should be passed with what? Logic 0. So logic 0 will be what? It will be port, will be output port. If you pass logic 1, then that will be input port. Okay, so here if you look at this particular program, usually what will happen? By reset or by default, all the ports will be in terms of what? All the ports will be in terms of input ports. So that means what? All the bits in terms of ports will be what? Those ports will be loaded with logic 1. Now if you look at this port, now I have loaded with accumulator with 55 hexa, and then I will be moving the same 55 hexa to port 0. Okay, and then I'm calling some delay, and then again we are making we are passing accumulator to 0a hexa, and then p0. Again we are sending the same data to p0, and then again we are calling delay. So that means what? We are complementing each bits which are present in port after every certain amount of delay what we are having. So this is what it actually does. Now here actually if you look at this particular program, here you can have, we can have port 0. Okay, so port 0 in the sense, this is the instruction what here the destination is p0. P0 in the sense what? It is port 0. If you want to use in terms of port 1, then here we will be writing P1. So only that is the difference what we can observe over here. Okay, now let us look into the how to make use of these particular ports as what these ports as input port and then output port. Okay, now if you look at this particular thing over port 0 is basically used for what? It is basically used for our input output port operation as well as our address bus operation as well. The same port, that means port 0 will be used as address bus as well as data bus. That is why here if you look at this particular thing, this particular, if you look at this, here we are having what? Here we are having AD0. AD0 in the sense what? If you look at this, A stands for what? This is my address, okay, and then D naught will is what? My D naught is my data. Okay, so that is why, so our port 0 will be used in terms of address bus as well as data bus. That is the reason why we are going for this particular configuration of our output port. Okay, now if you look at this for this if you look at this particular thing, all the ports what we are having this particular set of thing, we can call it as latching part, and then this is what? This is our control part, and then this I can call it as my driving part. So this is what? This is latching part, okay, and then this particular part is for control, and then this particular part is to drive our signal. Okay, now if you look at this, what will happen? So every data what we are going to send, that has to be stored somewhere. That is why we are going for this particular thing, this latch we are using in order to hold that particular value. Now that is why we are going with a simple latch, that is our D latch, and then since here we are using this port to be considered in terms of external memory as well as input output port, I'll be having a control signal over here. This particular control signal, it is present only in our port 0. So in order to select whether it should be input output port or whether I should send data, I'll be using what? I'll be using a 2:1 multiplexer base, and then in order to in order to drive the signals, we are having MOSFETs which are presented, one MOSFET which is connected to VCC and then one more MOSFET which is connected to ground. Now let us look at the condition where I can use my port 0 as input port. As we had said in the previous slide, if you want to use any port to be input port, then what we'll be doing? We'll be passing 1 to it. So let us pass 1 over here. So if you want to pass 1, so if you want to make that as input port, so I'll be passing 1, and then I'll be making my control signal as 0. That means what? Here I am using my this particular port as what? Input output port. Here I am not using in terms of address or data bus. Okay, since I am using this thing as the input output port, my control signal will be always 0. Now here if you look at this, this internal bus here I have passed, since it is a D latch, my Q will be 1 and then my Q bar will be 0. Since the control signal is connected to an AND gate, anything which is, if any one of the input is 0, then the output will be always 0 in terms of AND gate. Okay, and here Q bar over there which is present over here, this is connected to 2:1 mux. So here I can have this particular thing. Whenever 0 is present over here, this particular line is going to be selected. So my output is going to be what? The output of 2:1 mux will be again 0. Now if you look at this particular condition over here, here I'm having logic 0, and then here also I'm having logic 0, which is the input for our MOSFET. Since it is a logic 0, both the MOSFETs will be in terms of what? It will be in terms of off condition. So if it is a off condition, what we can call it as, I'll be calling this particular scenario as open switch. Okay, so both the MOSFETs are in terms of are in off condition, so both the MOSFETs are in terms of what? They are in terms of open switch. So this particular point what I'm having over here, this particular thing, it is neither connected to VCC or nor it is connected to ground. So I cannot differentiate whether it is a 5 volt or a logic 1 or a logic 0. So I'll be having the third state. That particular state is what? It is high impedance. So when in this particular case we are having high impedance, if I get any data to this particular port, okay, that port, that value can be coming from an ADC or a keyboard. Okay, so that particular thing, since here it is a high impedance, it will consider the input what it is coming to my this particular port over here, that logic will be considered. That means that voltage level will be considered. So based on that, I'll be reading the data at this particular read pin what I'm having. Since here I cannot have any path, since it is a open circuit, and then here also I cannot have anything, here also open switch, I'll be getting a path which is over here. That is why the data which is coming to port 0, that will be read through read pin. Okay, so this is how our port 0 can be used as what? It can be used as input port. Now as we said, if I want to make my port 0 as output port, I'll be sending what? I'll be sending logic 0. So if I send logic 0 to D latch, my outputs are 0, and then my Q bar output is 1, and the control signal is again 0, because I'm not using my particular port for external memory. Now again the AND gate output is 0, and then the mux will be 1. Now if you look at this, now the MOSFET which is connected to the ground, it is in terms of what? It is in terms of on state. Now how to send, this is what in the previous slide we looked at how we can make our port as output port. Now if I want to send logic 0 to my output port 0, okay, so I'll be making this as 0, my control signal is 0, my Q and then Q bar output will be 0 and then 1. Okay, and then again this control signal is connected to an AND gate. The resultant of the AND gate will be what? It will be 0, and the same 1 will be fed to the 2:1 mux, where since the control signal is 0, this particular signal will be selected over here. Okay, and then since it is 1 over here, my this particular MOSFET what I'm having, which is connected to the ground, it is a closed switch. And then you can observe in the upper side we are having logic 0. So this particular MOSFET is what? It is in off state, so it is what? It is open switch. Okay, now here is, since it is a closed switch over here, okay, so I can get a path which is connected to ground. That is why the logic at this particular point is 0 volt, then I can call it as what? I can call it as logic 0. This is how we are going to get logic 0 into our particular port 0. Now if I want to send 1, okay, so now let us look into the scenario of sending logic 1. Okay, so I will be sending 1 over here, and then again my control signal is 0. Since it is 1 over here, my Q will be 1 and then Q bar will be 0. Since the control signal is 0, again here what I'll be having, here I'll be having 0, and then this particular line is going to be selected, and then again for this both the transistors what we are having, the inputs at the gate is again logic 0. Since it is logic 0, both the transistors what we are having, both are open switch. And again at this particular point what I'm having over here, again I'll be getting it as what, I'll be getting it as high impedance. So this particular thing I won't be knowing. Okay, so this scenario when it comes is that this scenario will come whenever I'll send logic 1 to be transferred. Okay, so whenever there is a transfer of logic 1, I'll be getting this particular thing as what, this particular thing as high impedance. So that is why what we are going to do is that we are going to connect a pull-up resistor which is going to connected to the VCC. Okay, so why pull-up resistor is being connected is that, so since I was supposed to get logic 1 over here, what I am making, I am connecting a resistor which is going to pull this from high impedance to this particular voltage level, that is our VCC. That is why we call this particular resistor as what, we are going to call this particular resistor as pull-up resistor. That is why if you want to use your port 0 as input port and then output port, your port should be always connected to VCC with a pull-up resistor. Okay, so this is how we are going to send logic 1 to port 1, port 0. As we had said, we are going to make use of this. So this particular diagram we had discussed in when we are dealing in terms of module 1. Okay, how can we interface external memory to our 8051? As we had said, port 0 can be used as input port and then output port, as well as it can be used as a address bus. So this address bus, how it is going to be used, it is going to be used in terms of a signal. That signal what we can call, it is ALE, address latch enable. Okay, so when address latch enable is 1, at that time what will happen, this thing will be considered as address signals, and then if it is 0, then my port 0 will be working as what, it will be working as input port, output port. Now let us look how actually what actually happens in terms of port 0 inside port 0. As we had said, how I can send logic 0. So if you want to send logic 0, your this thing internal bus will be 0, okay, 1, and then I'll be making use of what, I'll be making, since I'm dealing with in terms of external memory, I'll be making use of this control signal. I have to make this particular control signal as logic 1, and then the data what we are going to send is what, this particular data, that is our address bar data. And then since it is 0, here you can observe this is an inverter present over here, this particular value will be 1, and since my control signal 1, this particular 1 will be selected, so my output is going to be what, it is going to be 1. And then here the transistor, this thing is connected to, since the input is 1, this will be turned on and then it will be working like closed switch. Since here it is logic 0, the gate is logic 0, okay, and then the transistor is in off state, so it will be working as open switch, and then the logic at this particular point is what, it is 0 volts, so what we'll be getting, we'll be getting as logic 0. Okay, so how we can send port 1, again I'll be making my control signal as 1, and then I'll be having this particular data as 1, and then let us forget here, since we are using this part what you can have, this part what we are having over here, this can be forgotten because we are dealing in terms of external memory, so this particular only will be concentrating on this particular signals. Okay, so since it is 1, again here it is 1, and then inverter output will be 0, so I'll be getting 0 over here, and then this particular transistor is in off state, so it is what, it is open switch. Here I'll be getting 1, and then this particular transistor is in on state. So this will be working as what? It will be working as a closed switch, and then I'll be getting a direct path which is connected to VCC. Then I can have logic 1. Okay, so this is how our port 0 is going to work in terms of external memory. Okay, so that is why, based on these particular diagrams, what we can say is that if you want to use your port 0 as input port or output port, then we should make use of the pull-up resistors. We should connect a pull-up resistor which is connected to VCC. Usually these pull-up resistors will be ranging in terms of 10 kilo ohm. Okay, so now let us look into the examples over here in port 0. As we had said, if I want to make port 0, if I want to make our port as input port, right? So what I'll be doing, I'll be making, I'll be sending 111 to all the bits. So that is why FF hexa. So and then I'll be sending FF hexa to this particular port. So I'll be making this particular port as what? By this instruction I'll be making my port 0 as input port, and then what I'll be sending, I'll be sending the content, the same FF to what? I'll be making, since it is input port, I'll be reading the values which are coming from port 0 to my accumulator. So this is how my input ports are being connected. How we can connect our how we can make our port 0 as input port, and then how can we accept the data which are coming from port 0 to our accumulator. Okay, now let us look in terms of how can we make our output port as how can we make our port 0 as output port. As we had said, we need to send 0 in order to make our output port 0 as output port. That is why I'll be loading my accumulator with 00 hexa, and then I'll be sending the same value to port 0. By this instruction I'll be making my port as what? I'll be making my port as output port. Okay, and then since it is the output, I need to send data to what? I'll be sending the data to P0, and the data what we are sending, it will be always through what? It will be always through accumulator. Okay, so these are the little simple examples, but we'll see how actually the examples will be used in the later classes when we are solving the problems. Okay, so now let us look into port 1. As we had said, port 1 occupies a total of 8 pins, as we had said in the earlier slides. It can be used as input port and then output port. Here port 1 cannot be used for multiple purposes. Port can be used only for input port, or I can use it as an output port. That is what it has been said over here. In contrast to port 0, this port does not need any pull-up resistor, since it is already has a pull-up resistor internally. Okay, because since I am not using in the similar fashion how we are using our port 0 for multiple purposes. Okay, since it is used in terms of only input and then output port, the port 1 is already having a pull-up resistor which is built in inside. Okay, so upon reset, port 1 is configured as what? Input port. So all the ports will be after reset, those will be configured as input ports itself. Okay, now let us look into the diagram of the particular port. As we had said, for port 0 we were having what? We were having a latching circuit and a control circuit and the driving circuit. Okay, here also, here there is since we are not sending in terms of two different things, so we are not using the 2:1 multiplexer over here. Now let us see how actually I can make my port as input port. In order to make it as an input port, I need to send what? I need to send 1. So when we send 1, the latch output will be what? It will be 1, and then Q bar will be 0. If Q bar is 0, then this particular MOSFET what I am having, it is what? It is open switch, and then my logic there over there will be logic 1, and it can be overcome with what the input port what we are having, and the same values which are coming at port 0, those will be returned to what, those will be returned to, those will be read at read pin. Okay, now if I want to make it is output port, I should send what, I should send 0, and then here the outputs will be 0 and then 1, and then my NMOS will be in terms of on state, that is a closed switch, and then I'll be getting what, I'll be getting logic 0 over here. Okay, now if I want to send logic 1 to the output port, again my internal bus will be what, I'll be sending it as 1, my outputs at the latch will be what, it will be 1 and 0. Since it is 0, my NMOS is what, my NMOS is in off state, and then it is going to be what, it is going to be an open switch. Since the upper portion what we are having, it is having an inbuilt internal pull-up resistors which are connected to VCC, so that I'll be having what, I'll be having logic 1 here. Since we are having internal pull-up resistor itself, here we won't come across the scenarios where we will be having high impedance values. Okay, so now let us look into the examples over here. The examples are similar to port 0 examples. Okay, so instead of port 0, we have used here port 1 over here, and then over here as well. So here we are making our port as an input port, so I need to send 1, so I'll be having I'll be loading accumulator with the 0FF hexa, and then I'll be loading that particular values to my port 1, and then here from this the port 1 has been configured as input port, and then we'll start reading to the accumulator by this particular instruction. If you want to make your port as output port, so what we'll be sending, we'll be sending 00 hexa value. So the P1 is loaded with the 00 hexa value, so the port is acting like what, it is acting like as an output port now as of now, and then I'll be sending the data to what, I'll be sending the data to P1. So this is what, this is all about the port 0 and then port 1 which are available in 8051 microcontroller. Okay, so by these things, what actually we have discussed is that how actually port 0 is used in terms of input port and then output port, and then how actually the port 0 can be used in terms of external memory, how can we interface that particular thing into external memory, and then why actually the pull-up resistors are connected to port 0. Okay, and then we looked into port 1, so how actually port 1 can be used in terms of uh, input port as well as output port, and then we looked into some small simple programs, how actually the making of input port and then output port is done. Okay, in the next class we shall look into how actually the port 2 and then port 3 are being used in terms of 8051. So what are their internal structure, and then how we can make use them as an input, and then how we can make them as an output port, how can we send the data to these particular ports, that we'll look in the next class. Okay, thank you.